Good evening, everyone, and welcome to RFL. I'm Richard French. We have huge developments today on many fronts. This is Wednesday evening, April 17th, and thank you for joining us. And we begin tonight in Boston, where officials using surveillance video reporting significant progress in the search for whoever bombed the marathon. Let's go to Marcy Gonzalez, who's live out of Boston with the latest. Marcy?
Investigators are adamant they have not made an arrest, but we're told they are making significant progress in the investigation. Law enforcement sources tell ABC News they now have a clear image of a man they are working to identify, whom they believe could prove to be the suspect who plotted and carried out the deadly bombings at the Boston Marathon. This major break in the investigation coming after the FBI's painstaking process of going frame by frame through more than 2,000 images taken of and in the crowds near the finish line of the marathon Monday. Boston's ABC station WCVB reporting that the key video leading to the suspect was captured on surveillance cameras outside of Lord & Taylor department store near the finish line. More evidence also surfacing. The lid to at least one pressure cooker bomb reportedly found on a nearby rooftop. Analyzed along with electronic components, this shredded backpack, and the shrapnel from the blast that injured 176 people and killed 3.
Raise your can a little bit higher.
So many are still in mourning. Hundreds gathered last night to remember the youngest of those killed, 8-year-old Martin Richard.
It's confusing and it's painful, but we're strong and we're going to get through it.
In Medford, Massachusetts, friends and neighbors are planning a vigil tonight honoring the life of 29-year-old Crystal Campbell.
She was a wonderful person.
And on the campus of Boston University, sadness over the loss of 23-year-old graduate student Lindsay Liu. And the investigation is developing rapidly. We were expecting an update from the FBI about an hour ago, but we're now told that briefing has been postponed until sometime later this evening. Live in Boston, Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News. Now back to you.
And thank you very much, Marcy. And our own Andrew Whitman is on the ground in Boston. We're going to be joining him later on as we await also that FBI press conference with, as we understand, major developments in the investigation. Let's bring in our panel right now. We are joined by Jeannie Zaino, political science professor from Iona College, Dominic Carter, political journalist, author, Matthew Miraglia, I'm sorry about that, security and emergency consultant, as well as the director of the Corporate and Homeland Security Program at Mercy College's School of Business. And we're also joined out of our New York City studio by Robert Strang. He's the CEO of Investigative Management Group and a former special agent with the DEA. Everyone, thank you very much for joining us. And Matthew, I'll start with you. We had a lot of information, some of it accurate, some of it maybe a little premature, that came down today, but it seems no matter what, there was a major break in this case, and it seems through the use of surveillance video, both from that Lord & Taylor cameras, and then also from what we understand, even by identifying a person of interest here and maybe triangulating those phone calls. It seems like they're on the track here to maybe make some major breakthrough in this sooner than later.
Yeah, it looks that way, yes.
So tell me what's going on right now that the public isn't seeing. We're going to hear from the FBI soon, but it seems that video about a guy with a backpack putting the backpack, as we understand at least, in front of what was the second location that blew up. Talk about what's been going on behind the scenes about trying to piece things together, both forensically and then also with the cell information, et cetera.
Yeah, what they're going to want to do, the investigators, is this was what would be called an IED, improvised explosive device, and this was always a concern to security professionals here in America and our government, that this would make its way to us. And you know, they're going to try to piece together how this happened. Obviously, it's common knowledge that these devices were placed by a person. So the surveillance videos will help in determining who did it, where they did it, at what time they did it. The problem is going to be identifying the person on the tape. Now, the device itself, obviously, the FBI is going to be sending that to their forensic lab. They're going to try to see if it's a trademark device from an organization, or was this done by...
Well, they've seen that they've already identified that this pressure cooker or pressure cookers, they know the manufacturer of it. They know already that it had ball bearings, nails, et cetera, obviously, that caused maximum damage here. So I also understand, Matthew, they think they're going to be able to recreate as much as 90% of it when they put all this forensic stuff back together, and that's very important, right?
Very important. We have the best law enforcement in the world. Our FBI is going to do this right. It's important in a pressure cooker for those who don't understand why they would use it. It's been effective over in Pakistan and in the Middle East and in Afghanistan. It's a enhanced version of a pipe bomb. So you get a lot of bang for your buck. I believe the latest report was this pressure cooker is they think it's about 1.6 liters or a gallon, just under a gallon and a half. So it's a small device, and what's alarming about this is this is I guess a nylon bag or a backpack they used. We saw this in 1996 at the Olympics. Again, it was an Alice pack, which was a nylon bag, and then you can expect in the future that they're going to now, with large public events, especially on national type of events or holidays, they're going to not allow bags. But what about places like trains or buses where bags are normal? So, and we saw this in Madrid when they left 4 or 5 duffel bags on trains. It's normal to see a bag. It's not out of the norm.
And the soft targets and hard targets here, what can you and can't you